Hey everyone. Tonight is our, I don't know, bloody finale of Come On In, set in Silent Falls. My name is Dana, my pronouns are he, him. Let's get intros from our players and their characters, maybe a bit of previously on, and then we'll jump into our jump into play. Mark, you're up.
If I'm on mute. Hi, I'm Mark. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Megan Ellis, she, her. And Megan is an investigator who does not have any ties to Silent Falls specifically coming into this. Although, maybe 20 years from now, people might remember her name for whatever happened to her. Um, But I have talked for 3 sessions about how she likes to get into fights, and she has not gotten into any fights, really. So it's got to happen this time. Um, and I guess that's all I can think of to say about her. Oh, and last time, I think one of the things that was interesting was um, she and uh, Elliot started to discuss things that might be happening here in Silent Falls that kind of defy normal expectations, and venture into the supernatural here a bit. That's all.
All right. Guess that's me. Uh, Hello, I am Ted, pronouns he, him. I play Elliot Ricard, pronouns also he, him. Uh, Elliot is an older detective who is, always in half a year from retirement for quite a few years already. Uh, just never really gets to it. And he also is from Silent Falls originally and has a son who lives here there, which we had some conversation about our relationship last time. And by conversation, I mean a long argument at the middle of the police station. And yeah, and the last time we've been also discussing, connections of local rich family. What's the name? To all the crimes. Monteros, yes.
Okay.
So I guess
Yeah,
that's everything from me.
awesome. So let's start with our mundane vignette before we jump into the exciting stuff. Um, Mark, how do we think we catch up with Megan?
Um, I think that this is the episode finally where um, we see Megan and her state trooper boyfriend Jeff. Um, Jeff, right? Yeah.
Jeff, yep.
Uh, Having an argument um outside his squad car. Sorry. Okay, trying to figure out what my dog's doing. Outside his squad car. Um, and it is it's a long shot with just like music over it, and you can't tell what's being said, but they're both very agitated and animated. And she is punching him in the chest. But he's got his vest on, so it's not really hurting him much. But finally, he he kind of like pushes her back, puts his hat on, and gets into his car, and we see him driving out of town.
And do we see Megan like, spit on the road and say good riddance, or is she like yelling down the road after him? What's the
I think
final
that
shot we see of this?
yeah, she rubs her hands over her face, and kicks the dirt, um, and just kind of she silently watches that car go uh, out of town, I think, and then the camera kind of pans up into the overcast sky.
Overcast with a touch of full moon, maybe.
Just a bit.
Okay, cool. What about Elliot? What do we
Yeah,
see of Elliot?
Elliot, we see. Well, Elliot's now also living in the motel in the room that he never planned to use. That was just supposed to stay empty. Uh, yeah, there's just Elliot sitting in. I'm just there sitting in the chair, drinking. Well, not coffee. Uh, what first looks like I'm drinking water, but when I like refill it, it sounds it's a vodka bottle. And I'm instead of like studying a case or reading a book or uh, I'm just like mindlessly switching TV programs every like minute or less, just kind of no, no, no. Yeah, that's my subdued emotional world.
Okay, nice. Um, yeah, I think we have to give Mark his wish, right? We have to give Megan a fight. So let me frame this up, um, and see how creepy I can get. Um,
The answer is very.
very okay, okay. Um, yeah. So Megan, how are you sleeping that night? Are you in the motel tossing and turning, or sleeping off what will become a hangover, or what? Uh, what do we
Ted,
see?
Ted, how would you feel if she had stopped in to your motel room now that you're comfortably there,
Yeah,
and uh, sat silently with you while you flipped channels and drank your vodka?
yeah, yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I will offer you vodka. Yeah,
And then I think that at some point she's feeling pretty drunk, and so she makes her way back to her room. And it's the fitful drunk sleep that a lot of tossing and turning, no deep sleep.
Yeah. So I don't know when Megan wakes up how long she has been asleep. It might have just been, you know, a breath or a couple of hours. But it's the dead of night and you feel a presence in the bed beside you.
Fuck.
And for a moment, what is it that makes you think that it's Jeff?
Hmm. Um, this thing puts a hand on her shoulder and without maybe realizing it, is kind of rubbing her shoulder in this apologetic way that Jeff and Megan had between them. If they were having a fight, one of them went to bed. And yeah, so she thinks, what the fuck? Why, how's Jeff here? And how did you get into this room?
And then there's something about this hand, as you start to wake up, that is very much not Jeff. And then you smell the blood. What do you do? Or rather, what are you afraid that'll happen when you do it?
Yeah. Uh, so I think that she wants to jump up out of bed. I don't know, sometimes, like if there's something in the bed you don't expect, like a bug or something, she kind of jumps out like that and turns around and she's trying to find her holster for her sidearm. And she is afraid that she's not going to be able to get out of bed, that she doesn't manage it, and that the whatever is here is going to hold her there.
Okay. Well, let's let's make the roll for the Nui move. Um, how is it worse than you fear, though? I mean, I think as you start to get up, this thing's claws are in your shoulder, and you're gonna, leave some of yourself behind under its fingernails as you tear yourself free.
Okay. Um, so this is going to be,
I mean, is this as straightforward as grit gets, right?
yeah, I mean, it feels like it, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to survive that. Okay. All right. So here's my roll. Oof. Oh my gosh. It's a complete failure, a five. Um, gonna gain the condition succulent possession at this point, I think.
Okay.
Um, so um she is she struggles to get out of this, and the thing still kind of comes away with, I guess you'll describe some flesh, but should I narrate the scene now or later about what she
Um,
finds?
well, if you want to be very um on point, like if you want to say, let's accelerate this, the bump in the night, you could say when you get to your feet, it is Jeff. Just
Oh
Jeff
yeah.
has been turned.
That's perfect. Yeah. So she does. It looks like Jeff never made it out of town. Um and she gets up, and he has torn away some of the skin from her shoulder. Um and I don't know how much she can manage with this mixed success, but yeah, she starts struggling for a gun, and she's screaming, I think, Jeff, Jeff.
Yeah, and I think you um you raise the gun and he is on top of you before you can raise it. And I think is like Megan, so like will Megan open fire, or is she relying on someone next door to come save her?
Okay, so I think that she realizes that Jeff has changed in some way. She just doesn't understand what's happened, but she can't get herself to pull the trigger. She's trying to she's trying to like push him away, and still, and she starts screaming for Elliot, and she's screaming, Elliot! Oh my God!
So Elliot, you're, I guess I said next door, so let's have you next door.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you been watching TV all night, or does this wake you up?
Yeah, I think we see like Elliot just napping in the chair, TV still on. This wakes me up. Just kind of, staring around myself. Then, instinctively change the program, and then realizing, oh no, this is not from TV. Then I grab a gun and walk towards run towards the other room.
And yeah, I mean, I'm presuming you're not knocking, but are you like bursting in the door? Is that
Yeah,
Elliot
yeah.
style?
Well, if it really needs to be,
Yeah. Okay.
it's like, yeah, I just open the door and
I think Megan maybe didn't lock it behind her because she was,
yeah.
drunk.
And
That's
if she did,
possible.
yeah, if she didn't into the mail,
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
or lock them open or whatever, or broke the lock.
And yeah, you see Jeff, you know, on top of her, his mouth open wide, like dirty, grimy teeth,
Yeah.
trying to bite her in the
Yeah.
neck. What do you
Huh?
do?
Well, I think that this is like, so shocking that like I just, we talked about the vampires and stuff, and this is now coming. So I'm just gonna leave the gun and try to shoot him.
What are you afraid of?
Well, that that I will miss and don't get this creature in time, or even shoot my partner.
Well, that's where I was going to go for the
Yeah.
worst
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, shoot my partner probably. That's better.
Um, yeah, I think, the struggle means that they're not maybe standing as neatly as you might like. Maybe,
Yeah,
she's like inching towards the door and he's following her, and now
yeah,
like
yeah,
she's in between you and your
yeah,
target.
yeah.
Do you go through with it? Do you take the shot?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
You like?
Um, I I wonder if there is something in your trunk corner which might give you
Oh,
advantage.
oh, true. No, I'm
Um,
not been using that.
now, nothing, nothing very easily that I would explain it fictionally, but maybe
Yeah.
some kind of passage in that Bible or some kind of tune that's maybe playing
Uh,
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
room. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah. There's probably something about beasts in the Bible, about like wild beasts and something. Uh, Maybe something about like the devil coming or whatever, like the end, something from, yeah, gonna be something from the Revelation or something. Yeah, I don't have Bible quotes on me currently, so and it's gonna and then it's some sort of Bible quote about
Maybe
and
maybe it's Johnny Cash singing about the
yeah,
end
yeah,
times, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, mark that,
Yeah.
and you're gonna roll 3 dice and take the best two. Is this um is this balance? Is this you trying to keep your cool, take the
Yeah,
shot?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. If that's possible, then yeah, yeah, that's a 10.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So tell us what this looked like.
yeah, we see like look, we have like close up on Elliot's face, just you know, sweating and focusing on the shot. moving the gun slightly here and then finally taking and taking the shot. I'm imagining Elliot probably. I probably don't have like big gun or anything. Probably some sort of small revolver. Uh, yeah, I just and then Jeff's head just blood starts bursting down on Megan from it, and he collapses on her.
And Megan, I think, there's brains and blood right on your face, but you feel yourself exhale, and then Jeff, his eyes open again, and he goes to bite you again. I
Uh,
mean, how many times do you punch him before you give up?
um, yeah, so she's going to go ahead and start just swinging, and let's see if um anything's gonna help her here. I don't think so. So I guess it is just grit again. She's trying to, is that what we're going for?
Uh, yeah, I think so. Um, or I mean, I think this is really just maybe a I don't think a roll is really required
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
Let's just make this how freaked out and how much control do we see Megan losing or having for her to get Jeff off her and her away.
So I think that she starts struggling with him. Um, she's punching, trying to push him away as he's trying to continue to bite her, and she doesn't understand what's happening because there's so much blood, and she saw that he was shot in the head. So none of it makes any sense. And um, I think, hey, I think that at some point she's like just trying to get out the door and behind Elliot. Um, if Elliot will allow her.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as soon as you get away from the corpse, I'm just gonna see that it moved after like death. I'm just gonna like empty the barrel of the revolver into it just to be sure. Like, I mean, if you can kill it with one bullet, like just add five more. Like, I mean, that ought to work. That's like a human instinct.
Um, yeah, and do you think it's a long time, I wonder, since Elliot has fired his service
Yeah,
revolver?
yeah, yeah. Outside like mandated trading, like
Mhm,
yeah. Also, that's probably why I like partnered with Megan. She can take care of that for me.
mhm.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like Elliot, with that better balance is much easier, much better able to keep his cool, keep himself together.
What? Yeah, I will
Right.
just. Hey, how are you? Are you are you hurt somewhere? What's should I
Um,
take you to doctor?
she says no, no, and she's just like trying to get the blood off her face and
Hmm.
using her like she was in bed, so she's just got uh like a sweatshirt she grabs off of the chair and she's trying to clean her face up. Has he stopped moving at this point?
Yeah, I mean it's dark, right?
Yeah,
So
I don't like
it's
that.
it's hard to tell.
Man, we can turn on the lights.
Yeah.
examine this thing. I will probably turn on the light.
Let me use this as a good opportunity to introduce a boon of a cold case. Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Flashlight.
Yes.
I think on the table with the cold case material, there was this, tube that looked like a flashlight in the box. And I think you grabbed that instead of your regular flashlight. Maybe the bulb has been broken in the ruckus. And it's this toy flashlight, a small blue tube with a printed glass cap. When you slide the switch to on, the dark is cut through with an illuminated cartoon raccoon winking back at you. It doesn't illuminate very well, but it helps beat back the shadows. And I think when you turn this on, the Jeff's blood underneath the light starts to fizzle. So if you check out the moves tab, there's a new move there. This flashlight has 3 charges. You can use it to do 3 things. It burns the flesh of the undead. It allows you to make the investigation move with advantage, and it allows you to find your way to a safe location. All that, when you send away 15 stickers from your cereal box, Okay.
So,
So you see the blood fizzle, which is obviously
yes.
impossible,
Right.
but
Still happening.
still happening.
So I guess who has the flashlight? Whoever.
Yeah.
Um,
I think given that you asked about whether he was still alive,
Moving.
you were the one looking for that confirmation. So we'll say it's Megan.
Okay. So I think that she'll turn it on his entire body if that is what needs to happen. Um, and and once she sees that it's starting to like harm the body, she kind of stops because this is all just very confusing. And she turns to Elliot and and she says, what is happening? What's happening here?"
The demons are here.
Fuck. And she says, "I think we should just get out of town. I think we should leave."
So, well, I would rather see this to the end or something. I don't. We should first call. Look, we can all make this appear normal. If you get out now, I don't know, they may get arrest warrant or something on you and me. Let's just call it in. Call to the headquarters, I mean. You had a fight, he came back to you, he attacked you, he tried to kill you, I shot him. Here's his dead body. And after that, we see what we can we even trust here.
I don't know. Shoot. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna leave him here like this. Well, you're saying we'll call it in.
Yeah, we
Okay.
call to Sacramento.
Okay.
Someone will have to come to investigate this or something. Yeah, someone will come from internal affairs.
Okay, can we? So we can leave. So let's close this door. Let's close the door and
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
here.
yeah. Let's get out of the room. Yeah, we go to my room and I call to the headquarters of state troopers.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the sheriff is getting called too, right?
Yeah,
Someone,
too.
Mm-hmm.
someone
Yeah,
else in
yeah,
this
yeah,
hotel
yeah,
has
yeah.
noticed the multiple
Yes,
gunshots, right?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the scream, probably the scream.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, the sheriff arrives first. Um, and I think before long, the place is like a three-ring circus, right?
yeah,
There's sheriff, state troopers.
yeah,
You got a call. People are coming
yeah.
from HQ.
Yeah.
People you know, probably people you don't like. Um, Probably people Megan has had run-ins with before. Um, and Ogdoyle, the coroner, arrives.
Yeah, just when they arrive, like, does the body have, is still acting weird or showing like weird teeth or any other abnormalities?
Um, yeah, there's no fizzle anymore in that blood. There's no pointy teeth. I mean, nothing
Yeah.
really untowards.
That makes it a little more difficult to explain, I guess. Well, although it's all difficult to explain. Um,
Yes.
Is there someone like you think you need to talk to, or do we fast forward through this kind of frenetic activity? What are you interested in seeing?
Yeah, but kind of, I'm fine with fast forwarding through this or whatever Megan wants to do, I guess.
yeah,
But
I think maybe first she'll try to explain to Barnes, Sheriff Barnes,
mm,
uh, the the clean version of what happened. Um, and she says, "I don't, he hasn't acted this way before. I don't know what got into him." And then it occurs to her that she might have been seen punching him out in the parking lot before he drove out of town too, which doesn't look great for her. Um, I think that she goes over to Hog too, since he's arrived, and hmm, no, no, I guess she doesn't. She backs out. She backs out of it.
And I think he follows you. He's in his kind of full um, uh, gear. That the
Yeah.
body is like maybe in the back of the truck. Um, After the rest of the evidence has been taken, and he walks over to you and pulls off the rubber gloves. Um, hey Alice, what's got you spooked?
I don't know. I think you're gonna find something weird, like you did with Lisa. I just have a bad feeling. Will you let me know if you do?
Sure. What do you think that means?
I don't know. He wasn't acting like himself. I just wonder if is there's maybe some virus going around or something that's causing people to act weird, or might have cardiac condition that you found on Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, I sent some samples off to the lab. Uh, maybe we'll get something back.
Okay.
I was gonna say, 40 years under the threat of nuclear annihilation by our enemies in the Soviet Union has finally gotten to people.
You think this is all like psychological?
I mean, what else is there?
I mean, I guess there are all kinds of like, aren't there all kinds of physical reasons that this could happen? I mean, like some kind of dementia, like getting hit in the
Oh,
head too much.
sure, there are physical explanations which cause psychological activities. Yeah, yeah, sorry. Um, uh, I was being obtuse there. Um, well, let's see if there's any strangeness when we cut into him.
I think that her face kind of blanches when she says that, even though, she just saw Elliot shoot him 6 times. Um, and she turns and walks over to Elliot. And she's not dressed in her normal suit. She's wearing jeans and like a
Yeah.
sweatshirt. Um, what? How do we stop this? You said you wanted to see it done.
Well, isn't this what we swore on? Protect and serve. This is it's just another evil that we have to excise from the world.
Where do you start? You think it's Jack
Where do
Montero?
we start? Well, if there, I wish there was some way to, you know, either be able to detect this or fight this or something. There's things like garlic or holy water or whatever, but I don't know if any of that really works.
Okay.
Or, well, we can also try to still find wood this to Alice. Not Alice, sorry,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Or, well, you know, it's hard to get to Jack. So we should start from something smaller. Everybody appears to think that Broussard knows something about the murder.
Did we ever see Giles
Uh,
when we were out at the farm, Donna? I don't think we did, right?
You did not. You just
Okay.
saw his wife and the little boy. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's try to find Giles.
yeah, okay.
yeah.
So you drive out to the
Yes.
farm.
Yeah. It's probably early morning. We try to make ourselves a little presentable, took some showers or something. Like we still look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
distraught.
Yeah.
And yeah, you find Giles out what is he doing? We said it was like early autumn, so I think he's doing some prep work for harvest, for kind of the final crop of the year. Um, so yeah, he kind of stops his work as you drive up and lights a cigarette because if he has to talk to someone, he's on a break.
Yeah. Charles. Here you are. You know, we never really got to get back to you after we found things. But look, we have pretty good picture that, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening in just next to your fields. You know, something, we all know that something under the tree, what they are using it for.
Kids have been drinking and whatever else under
Who
that
goes?
tree since before my time.
Sorry, you broke for me.
Oh, sorry. He says people have been drinking and doing whatever else under that tree since before my time.
Yeah. Anyone particular?
Just about everyone, you know. I mean, shit. I'm sure. Sure, I did something under the tree when I was in high school. What's
Well, we all did, but I mean, come on. You know, everybody knows that. I mean, your family was barely living up from this land when I left, and well, the conditions for small farmers in last few decades didn't really improve, did they? But you seem to be doing better. I mean, you wouldn't want me to, you know, turn over everything in your at your ranch and everything until I found how exactly are you actually making money? Would you?
so he kind of looks uncomfortably at that. Megan, what do you see um, that he's had to rely on alternative means of income to keep this farm afloat, to keep his family alive and living?
Hmm. I think that there's a shed that has a that has a number of locks on it. Some pretty high grade padlocks. Um, and I think her thought is that it's a lot of that's a lot of expense and a lot of security for something that can be kept in something the size of a garden shed.
Okay, yeah. So he says, well, listen, I've got a weed is harmless, right? I mean, the Briarwoods need some land, they need some help, they need whatever it is to get the crop in. I do my bit.
Well, I mean, I see there's two ways that this can end. Either we go check on this chat, you know, you end up arrested. You know the drill. Or you give me something and I forget everything and we just walk away.
Yeah. So seems to me like this is a good investigation move.
Yeah, yeah. What am I using? Wiles or grit?
I think this is Wiles. I think you are convincing him to, to choose the lesser of two evils, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, and I will add, I'm just about to retire anyway, so that's not like there's gonna be any follow-ups. Remembering my, happy retirement cup with an alligator.
so yeah, make
26.
make your roll. Are you referring to your? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. That's a
so that's an
that's one
eight.
of my trunks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is an 8. So there might be a complication unless you want to bump it to a 10.
Get those shackles, man.
Yeah, yeah. We have a lot of shackles, so well, what? Oh yes. Maybe I will just. I don't want to use my sorry. Thinking about it. Oh yeah. So how I sacrificed something for my previous life in Christus. So I'm just oh yeah, so let's just go to oh yeah, Elliot still very long Elliot at university. Just kind of yeah, sitting on some like subject of some ethical philosophy class with like a discussion and yeah, it goes like he there's some sort of questions about crime and punishment and reasonable precautions and defense and stuff like that, and he's arguing for something harsh, and there's this like young woman fellow student who is arguing for the exact opposite, and then we kind of see the whole class just uh devolving into those two just arguing about one thing and the other, and and that the professor like stops us to maybe you two could discuss this at later moment. We have to continue with the lecture, and yeah, I think that we then go to discuss it at the cafe, and after a few hours, this is like them like saying hi to each other in the rain, and Elliot that he actually had a date or something, unknowingly, and yeah, that's how he met his wife. So I met my wife. And yeah, it's kind of, and yeah, with this bit unrelated flashback, we get back to where we were.
Okay. Yeah, great. So I think he kind of sighs and says, "Okay, come on, Dan, I've got something, but I don't know what it is really, but it's the only thing I got." And he brings it into the house and kind of goes into uh, uh, a toy box, and inside that toy box there is um, a camcorder, or what passes for a camcorder in the 80s. It's not quite as big as it could be, but it's relatively large. Um, uh, boy found this, um, used it a bunch, but went dead. And, I mean, I'm not buying new batteries. I didn't think it was anything, but uh, well, he found it, you know, that neck of the woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you better hope this actually pays out. But yeah, we will be leaving.
Okay.
Let's go buy batteries.
So, remember, this is the clue. The clue is the camera with the dead batteries, right? So, when you want to use it as a clue to solve something, you can tell us what you see, right? When you do put batteries in it.
Okay.
And you can that is a blank check to make your to make your theory whatever it is you want.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, I should put that technically with the wine, right? Because you haven't closed that lead yet. Okay, how about we take our break?
Yeah.
Okay. So back at the motel room or back in the sheriff's office? What do you think?
Yeah.
Are we due a freewheeling conversation about the wine?
Yeah. Let's take over someone's office at the sheriff's office.
That way it can be overheard as well if we'd like. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had been kind of closing in on this previously, but
Other things got in the way.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
So the question we're answering is who brought the wine bottles to the scene? I mean, everything that I see here points to Victor.
Victor.
That little asshole. Yeah. I mean, I think that knowing that, why did he bring Lisa there to get her drunk, and then why would he kill his why would he kill his
Uh,
child's mother?
well, they have been in some sort of. There was, some sort of feud between him and her about, raising the child and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and accepting the child. Also, I mean, and so maybe that's just where she caught up with him, or they just met. It's questionable.
Now,
I mean, if they wanted to take child away from her, I can imagine she just packs up and goes to the place where she can encounter him alone without his family, servants and lawyers and everything.
yeah. Oh.
And then it doesn't go well for her.
So, trying to think back, that brooch, the green beetle brooch, that was on was that found on Lisa?
That was found with the neatly folded clothes
Right. Okay.
at the scene. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like these top three out of character. I feel like these top three are what we're looking at here as our clues that
Yeah.
lead to the wine.
Yeah. And the camera, obviously.
The what?
The camera,
The
the
camera?
video.
Oh, the video? Yeah, we could
Yeah,
definitely throw that
you
in
can
too.
just have it
Yeah, the last
playing
one.
in the
Yeah,
office,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
tell us when you're coming up with
Yeah,
your
yeah,
theory
yeah.
exactly what it shows, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll plus the number of evidence found, which will be 4. Is the
Yeah.
Do we want to discuss anymore what I feel like we've nailed down what the clues are and what this is about. Are you comfortable with that, Tad?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we still have the discarded wine battles from the first thing. That's a 5, I guess.
Oh.
yeah, I don't think we can count that in the.
Okay. Oh, we don't count yet. Okay.
Yeah, we can.
You can use anything else from that first column for the body, but not the discarded empty wine bottles
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess to explain
Yeah.
where they came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have that old wine from the Montero cellar
Yeah.
as a
Okay.
clue
Okay.
there.
I think we're good with 4. I think we should.
Yeah. True.
And I think that
So I rolled last time.
Oh
So-
no! I was gonna say
So-
you should roll because I've been
So
rolling poorly.
before you do that, what do you see on that recording?
Ah,
Nobody should
that's-
have this tape.
Uh.
Okay?
Yeah.
This tape shouldn't exist. I'm just doing a little True Detective thing there. What do you think's on the tape there, Tad?
Yeah, I think that it starts with Victor hanging out at the scene of the crime around that weird tree with his buddy Wolfie, who is remarkably sentient and just a normal talk at that point of his life. And yeah, then we see Lisa approaching with some bunch of documents. Like she stops her car there and charges at Victor, starts yelling at him, what does this mean and what do they think and stuff. They get into altercation. And yeah, the camera is Victor's or Wolf's, who are do shooting stuff at it at the beginning before she arrives and doing funny tricks or stuff. just making videos of their life, and then just
Mhm.
one of them just settles. Yeah, I guess when she arrives, that Victor just puts the camera on the ground and doesn't stop recording, so we kind of see everything. And yeah, then he pushes her towards the tree, and she starts, she crashes on the tree, and you can see that she starts bleeding on the head. And then Victor completely changes as he sees the blood,
Ooh.
and just absolutely like gross, very bestial, even long nails, white face, long fangs. And then we see Lisa like yell and run away. Uh, and then,
Maybe.
yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I was just
Go
gonna
on,
say,
go on.
yeah, maybe we see Wolfie then kind of scrabbling after her
Yeah,
with his claws, which
yeah,
causes her thighs to be
yeah, yeah.
mauled. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfie also, yeah, at the sight of blood, just goes behind and runs behind both of them, and uh, yeah, and oh yeah, the last thing we see uh, is there's a long period of just nothing. Then we see Victor still half bestial, dragging her corpse there, and then oh yeah, then Jack arrives and just completely like dresses down uh, Victor, like, what is this? And that now he has to hide this, do something with it, and like make this a lesson. We can make this into something weird and cultish, and no one will think about us. Uh, and then where is Wolfie? Victor, like, he kind of snapped. Not sure what went over him. And yeah, that's when the camera dies.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And no one
Total flow
remembers to
state.
pick it up. Yeah, just
yeah.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
So yeah, you are rolling with a +1.
should I, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
no, you totally should, Dad.
Okay.
Especially like after that, that was great, and you've been
All
rolling
right.
well.
All right.
And it's not random.
7.
Plus 4, that's an 11.
Oh,
Oh wait,
it's
what?
it's +1 total.
It's +1. That's what
Oh,
it is.
because it's 3. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
So it's a 7, which is the correct solution, but a complication or a dangerous opportunity to
Yeah.
further the investigation.
Ah.
However, so it can't be affected by anything else. Um, the only way you can affect it is if you both unlock a shackle to get it to a 10 plus. So I
Oh,
guess it depends whether you want to have this messy or less messy.
um, let's make it messy. I'm good with
Yeah, sure,
messy.
sure. Let's go with Messi.
Yeah. Um, so I think, yeah, like you're sitting there, like I think the final shot is maybe the camera is dying just as the sun is rising, and you have this weird kind of lighting effect as it just kind of zooms into that single before it goes blip, and that's the end of the tape. And someone walks in, someone from Sacramento, the internal affairs people. Who do we think this is? Mark, do you want to give us a name for this person?
Sure, it's sorry. Um, it's Jimmy. Um, sorry, Jimmy. Just looking at books. Jimmy Tompkins, we'll say. Jimmy Tompkins.
And how old do we think Jimmy is?
Jimmy's just go ahead.
Yeah, I have an idea how to complicate this. What if he's Jeff's best friend or like good friend?
Yeah. That's a good complication.
Yeah.
And Elliot, what do you know about Jimmy apart from that he's Jeff's best friend, and probably blames Megan for can't blame Megan for everything wrong with Jeff's life before this.
Yes, obviously. What do I know about him is that oh yeah, he's real. He just a real hound who just bites into a case and just goes above and beyond to solve it, like very obsessively.
He hates dirty cops.
Yeah.
It's dirty cops. Do we have an actor face claim for this guy?
We don't have Idris Elba on here yet, do we? I feel like Idris Elba should be in here somewhere.
Sure. They were younger Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a Wire era.
I was thinking Ultraviolet.
Oh yeah,
series
no,
that's in it.
definitely. Definitely Ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Much younger.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 1990s Idris Elba.
Well, officers, what have you got to say for yourselves?
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
I'm investigating you for the murder of fellow state trooper.
Yes.
Come on, man. We both know that's bullshit.
Well, let's see what the forensics say. But
Sure.
the
Well,
Cliff's Notes for them. I was trying to think, what's the 80s equivalent of TLDR?
Definitely the Cliff's Notes.
Cliff's Notes is that you fucking shot him.
Well, thank you for informing me of the obvious. Yes, I mean, I still do not fully understand it. He never seemed like a type to do something like this.
And you know why that was? Because he wasn't.
Well, I was there and you weren't. And I see him trying to murder her. He left a bite marks on her. You can check them. He was absolutely out of his mind. Look, I do not understand how this happened. Maybe maybe he was dealing with something. I mean, maybe he accidentally got some sort of substance into his body that made him like this. I do not know. But he was absolutely out of his mind. It, it was either him or her at that situation.
And you can see he is like not saying, well, I know the way I would have voted,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something like that.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh, he fishes into his briefcase and puts two forms in front of you and says, so let's do the paperwork and get your service weapons.
of course. Well, I already handed mine to the sheriff.
Yeah, and you don't have a spare Richard?
Oh, yes, of course.
My weapon was never fired.
I don't care.
She keeps trying to stare him down. And then she reaches and hands it over.
That's going in an evidence bag,
Yeah.
just because.
Look,
This is bullshit.
look, I really like the kid, Just I can't understand this myself either.
So what are you doing with the current investigation?
Well, we have a pretty good lead here. But are you stopping us from finishing this? Are we out of?
Well,
Are we on leave?
I think you've got like, well, if it was up to me, I'd have you back in Sacramento in puffs. But I think you got about 4 hours till DEA arrive because they're taking over.
Uh, yeah,
So it's up to
another
you. You
vultures.
wanna you wanna keep your bibs clean, or do you wanna fuck this up in 4 hours, even more than it already is?
4 hours is more than enough.
For you to fuck it up? Yeah, I believe it.
Shh.
Well,
Let's get out of here. Come on, Elliot.
hey, Jimmy, let's just look at it this way. She was the victim. She was attacked. I was the one who pulled the trigger. It's all on me. There's no need to drag her into it.
And again, he doesn't say anything, but it's like you can see it, that the cogs turning in his brain. Like, how am I going to drag her into it if that's what he was saying, right?
There's It was all shots were fired. She never fired her gun, and her wounds are well documented. I'm sure that coroner will find that they fit with his teeth or something, if that's even.
So here's the
Well,
question for you, Mark. Did he actually bite Megan, or was he just, you know, an eighth of an inch away from it.
Yeah, I think my understanding was just the scratches.
Oh, I thought he bite you. Sorry.
But
Okay,
now I'm thinking he might have bitten her. That's an added complication for Elliot to deal with.
That is a complication.
So yeah, she was definitely bitten.
Ah.
Um, and she's just got a Band-Aid slapped over the bite marks. That's her solution from her
Yeah, but
first aid kit.
I think a medic at the scene would have had to do that, right?
Yeah.
And they would have taken swabs and photographed it and put you through the ringer, you know.
Fine.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Well, Megan, I think that we should go to the local video store first to make a few copies.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
I thought this was the videotape that was never getting out.
Oh, it's getting out.
Okay.
It's too bad there's not a way to disperse this information worldwide at the click of a button. If only. Dream of the future.
Well,
instead, you're going to rely on some gnarly youth working at the blockbusters.
Yeah.
Sir, your tape's ready.
As I remember how videotapes, if you wanted to copy them, you had to actually go to the store to make you a copy.
Or you could do it if you have two VCRs.
True. Okay.
I lived through this bullshit. Let me tell you, I was there.
And trusted your cables,
I mean, true. Police station could have two VCRs. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Is it a blockbuster though? I think I don't know. The Silent Falls Sheriff Station does not seem like it has more than one VCR, right?
God damn it.
Yeah, Blockbuster too. Yeah, let's go to Blockbuster.
Okay, so I mean, it would be comedic. I mean, let's put it that way. But do we want to have a scene in the Blockbuster, or do we just want to hand wave it?
No, just skip. We have copies. I mean, I think we can skip to having copies if that's okay with everyone.
But I think it eats up some of your time, right? I think takes an hour or so to convince this guy to let you do it, and then he calls his manager, and then it's like you've got to do it 3 times, right? Because it's not like you have a one-to-many setup.
Yeah.
And this town seems to like its what we would call here video nasties. They seem to like their bloody horror movies,
Yeah.
It's like the way Sunnydale has a lot of cemeteries, right?
Yeah.
A good 50% of the video collection here is slasher horror or whatever.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn, Part 7.
Still showing in this theater. Last one did, Well, so we have few options, Megan. We can go to Jack, threaten him to give us the ones that are out of control, including his own grandson. Or we can try to take them away. Or something else.
I don't know. It feels like Jack's in this. Too close. He's not going to listen to us. He's just going to protect Victor, no matter what. I say we put Victor. You know what? I got a bad feeling about this. I think we have to put Victor down. We saw what happened. He's never going to be prosecuted for this.
Yeah.
He's got too much money. Justice is in our hands now.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be really hard, but No, I can't do that. Maybe I can. I don't know. This is too close to. If I show this tape to Philip, he may help us, but he may be in the.
On the inside
He may
already.
be in league with them already. I don't know. And I'm kind of afraid to try to find out.
No, you should. You should definitely take this to him.
All right.
This is our backup. Why don't you take
Yeah.
this to him?
Yeah.
I'll go keep an eye, see if I can locate Victor, and then once I locate him, we'll meet up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So Elliot, who are you bringing the tape to? Or where
Yeah,
are you
Philip.
leaving them, rather? Yeah.
Philip in his office, I guess.
And yeah. I mean, what do you say to him to make him, kick out a client and bring you straight in?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I just walk in. Philip, this is a. I hate to say it, but I have to really, really ask you to listen to me and listen to me right now. Please, if you. I'm not really sure how to ask that. I'm not really good at asking my children for things. But please, this is the only thing. This is very important. It's for your own good.
So are you giving him so he like brings you in because that seems like a serious approach, right? And he kind of whatever angry words he was storing up, he swallows.
Yeah, I'm sorry about what I said, okay? I've taken it too far. And I've been bad guest.
Are you doing a preamble or are you just like having
Yeah,
him
I
watch
just
the video?
look. Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the look. I do not. This is what happened to Lisa. Just watch.
Okay. So this seems like it is the jour move. You're doing something risky or facing something you fear.
Yeah.
What are you afraid will happen?
Oh yeah, what I'm afraid will happen is that like he already knows, and he will turn me in to them.
Yeah.
And so that's 2d6, and I'm rolling with wiles.
Wiles, yeah, that seems right.
Again, yeah. So that's just straight 2d6. Can I pick something? Jazz music or camera? And I'm also sorry about playing all that music in up until the night. No, I was just too stuck in. Didn't realize. Oh, that's plus 1d6. Hope it's something better. Oof.
Okay, so there's a 7 on the nose, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think so your actions will leave you vulnerable and you can choose to back down or go through it. I think certainly someone in this office will report you, but you're not like you have a vibe, right? You're not sure whether it's your son or the secretary or the paralegal or whoever it is, right? Someone will see you and will report it. Do you want to go through with it? Do you want to
Yeah, I will. I will. I mean, it's
take a
not really...
shackle to bump it to a 10 plus?
Okay, I can shackle up, sure. You know what? I'm gonna take discarded clue, so I, use my +2 in balance. +1, and then my bios, my weird goes to
Your
0.
weird is 0 now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that bumps you to the 10 plus.
Yeah.
I mean, how, like, you go through with it, like how do you see him like react as he's watching this before he even says anything to you?
Yeah, I think he's surprised and like in denial. Like this has to be some sort of, the digital tricks they do in Hollywood now, or like I've seen the movies about, how they make Star Wars or whatever. No, this is really what happened. Like this is the reality. It can be. Yeah, it is. Just, yeah, I didn't want to believe it to Philip when I saw it, but it's undeniable. It all makes sense. Only way this makes sense. Look at Jack not aging. I mean, he was older than me, and look, it's what they are. They're just kind of trying to...
Yeah, and I think the only wrinkle to that is like you've seen Wolf and Victor like exhibit these traits, but I think Jack, I think the way you describe it, Jack just turns up and
yeah.
But certainly, like, he is not surprised at their appearance, right? So there's definitely something there. And he turns to you and says, "They're vampires? Is that what you're telling me?" That's what it looks like.
Yes.
What can we do about it?
We want to bring Victor in, for starters.
I mean, so you should arrest him.
Yes.
I don't. I mean, I can stop representing the Montiero family.
I mean, maybe if you were up to it, maybe you could continue to do that.
How I can't represent that.
Well, it would give us only upper hand that we can get.
You want me to be disbarred? Is that what you want?
All right, it was just an idea. Sorry, just that was a bad idea.
I have to think of my family. Like if
yeah, that was a bad idea. Just you should probably stop. That would be easiest for everyone.
Do you want me to hold this tape for you? Like,
yeah, and yeah, give this to who to give this to? Just yeah, the director of the state police in Sacramento. If we die, my boss.
If you die, I was thinking like if somebody steals or ransacks your room, or you you should just call them now. Get the cavalry here, like backup, the FBI, whatever.
Was gonna believe this. I'm at my wits' end. I feel that I'm probably too old for this. Through I don't know if I've been able to deal with vampires rolling the city town when I was young. I will try to deal with this and see how it goes. Now we have moment of surprise. Thank you. And yeah, I leave. Can we get a break? I'm not feeling well, so we just
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I think we're probably happy with that scene with Philip. Let's cut to Megan. Where are you at while this is happening?
So Megan is driving by the places that she thinks Victor might be. The donut shop, the um the restaurant that Lisa used to work at. Was that at the resort? I can't remember. Um,
I think we said the Dripping Dagger is
the
where
Dripping
she was
Dagger, of
waiting,
course.
but
Yes.
she might have been working in multiple places. Who knows?
Yeah. So she is continuing to drive around and looking for Victor.
Mhm. Do you think this is uh, do you think this is a de jour move, or do you think this is something else?
Is there danger here involved in looking around? Let's see. Do something risky or face something you fear. Yeah, I guess the risk is that somebody would make a run at her or something while she's out by herself looking around, maybe. That's her concern.
Yeah. Is there someone you have your eye out for, or is it just a general sense of malaise with being out alone in this town now?
Well, I think Victor and Wolfie, particularly, are her main concerns right now.
Mhm.
But she wouldn't be surprised if Jack turned up and started exhibiting superhuman strength and vampiric tendencies. Um,
Okay. Um, so I think this is detect. That
yeah,
sounds about right. You're on the lookout for someone.
definitely.
The person you're looking for and the people you're afraid are looking for you, right? Both
Yes.
both of those.
I mean, I want to find them before they find me is really what it boils down to.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, for
Um,
fuck's actual sake. So I rolled.
oh my God.
That was a mistake. I'm not going to roll anymore. Uh, jeez. If I click the long goodbye, then that's it, right?
Yeah,
The
that
vampires apprehended them.
that would
Well,
be your fears coming true
yeah.
most certainly.
I mean, I think they're going to come true anyway. So let's see here. On a miss, I don't know. I guess you tell me what happens on a miss. I'll just take the
Yeah.
miss.
Um, Yeah, I think you you stop off at the coffee shop or the donut shop rather and have a look in there and then you find your way to uh, the resort, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, and I think maybe in the high rent areas, maybe been a suggestion um, that the Monteros keep a suite, right? And like, where would you hide out if you didn't want people calling to your home or something like that, right?
Yep.
And uh, you grab a key from the reception, or do you just say, "I'm gonna knock"? And what do you think Megan's approach here would be?
It's going to be a door knock because she knows if she picks up a key that they'll uh, alert whoever's there
Mhm.
that somebody's coming for them.
Yeah, and I think you hear in your head someone saying, "Come on in." And I think
So,
you maybe the the miss here is that Megan doesn't realize until it's too late that she heard it in her head instead of in her ears, right?
yeah.
I'm also reminding you that you took the Sookie Stackhouse ability
Yeah.
last week, right? um,
Um, so she opens the door and and looks inside, steps inside, not hesitating.
and it's Florian Labat, the, the devilishly handsome um, young man. And the door closes behind you.
Now, she hasn't really seen him before, right? It was like,
No, no,
yeah,
this
okay,
is someone you do not recognize at all.
okay. Um, she says, "Who the hell are you?"
You're looking for me, aren't you?
And I think that she starts to realize how much trouble she's actually in at this moment. Um, can I can I make my rust and coal move?
Um, you want me to add a hallucination into this right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay, let me think for a moment. Yeah, I think you see yourself turn towards the door and someone knocks at it, and it's Elliot. And you invite him in, and then you feast on his blood. And you turn, after you've drained him dry, you turn to Florian and says, "This town is yours, my dear." And then he's gone. He evaporates into a cloud of bats.
So I'm going to see if Megan can weird her way through this
Hey,
because rolling has worked out so well for me so far.
like how many minutes ago did you say you're never rolling again?
Exactly.
Well, at least you're weirder than so you're weird, right? But you
Yeah.
are also a succulent possession.
Yeah. And
So I
it turns, go ahead.
so I'm wondering if that is disadvantage.
Yeah, it might as well be.
Oh,
It's
okay.
gonna be a miss anyway because I rolled
Oh, okay.
and failed
Oh, it's still a
again.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so I think that she's stuck in the hallucination route now, and she has mental shitstorm as a condition, right?
You do now, yes, indeed.
And a miss.
So yeah.
This is, I think she like, um, she's kind of losing it. She goes and sits where she thinks Labat had been, or maybe still is. If he's still there, then she ends up sitting next to him. And she says, "This town's all mine now." And then she draws her sleeve across her mouth because she thinks that she's got blood all over her face uh from having killed Elliot.
So
Sorry, Elliot.
w- we so you're
Megan's
I
gone
guess
bye-bye.
what does that so the move says you are nothing and will continue to be nothing. Make a statement about the futility of this investigation.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what I was trying to do. I was trying to interpret it differently by saying that.
Okay.
But yeah, she's like, um, she's just waiting for something, and she says, "We're all dead now."
So do you want to leave that hanging
Yeah.
and we'll see what Elliot gets up to and then we
Yep.
Yeah.
can see how much trouble Megan is in when we next have a scene with her.
That's pretty
A lot of trouble, I guess.
bad.
At any time if you feel like taking the long goodbye is what you would do, then you get to narrate which way you want to go, and maybe does that look like self-sacrifice or just inevitability, So yeah, let's go back to Elias.
Yeah.
Um, you're running out of time.
Yeah. Well,
You've uh, at least one copy of this tape is in the safe possession of your son,
yeah.
who I don't know is going on a urgent vacation
Yeah.
right now. Um,
Well, I'm thinking, I don't like this. Now that I think about it, yeah, I can't reach Megan, so I do not know where she is. But you know what? I don't like this. I think I'm gonna go to Tompkins again without Megan to try to. I will actually show. Yeah. So, all right, Tom. Yeah, well, just he's requisitioned the same office that we were using. Just kick us out of it, and he's using it now for
okay,
his own
yeah.
purposes. Hey, Tompkins, I know you're a good cop. I know you will figure this all out eventually. So you know what? I will show you something that will make you hopefully understand what really happened here.
Okay, well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Elliot. Um,
Yeah, I will just put the videotape into the VR player and VH player and start play.
yeah. So, I mean, this seems like the same
Yeah, I guess I'm
move.
doing the same thing. I'm just realizing it now.
Um, but what do you think? Is um, is there an opportunity to do something different? Like, is this I mean,
I'm thinking if we can turn this into like investigative, if he agrees with me, he will give me something he already got. Yeah, I just
yeah,
realized as I did it that it's the same thing. So sorry.
yeah, but
Yeah, I was
maybe
thinking.
maybe he might notice something in the tape that you have missed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, let's make it an investigation move.
I guess this is another virus.
Um, maybe detect.
Okay, sure.
Because I mean, he's not friendly towards you, right? You
Yeah,
just killed his best friend. He is sure
yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
He is not able to, you can't charm him, but like you
yeah,
are showing him evidence.
yeah.
Um, I think that is kind of the only way you can connect with him.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, let's make it detect.
Oh, it's a 7.
Okay. Um, yeah, so let me tell you what the complication is going to be. Um, yeah, so playing it the second time, Jack Monteiro has disappeared.
Like
And
the whole time, or when he turns into vampire?
no, Jack,
Oh,
the old
Jack.
man,
Oh,
yeah,
Jack. Sorry, not. Oh, sorry, Jack. Jack. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Jack
this is
disappears.
exactly what you saw in
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah,
microfiche.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And there's something. What happens that is new information though that he tells you, right, that Tompkins notices. Um, oh yeah, so he sees Victor um take out a straight edge razor when he is going after Lisa. So like in that initial and I think you saw the glint and it was
Yeah.
you thought maybe it was one of those sharp nails, right? But actually, um, Tompkins slows down the video and freeze frames it and gets exceptionally lucky with a
Yeah.
VCR freeze frame in order to see the straight edge razor that Victor is holding.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And hey, this is what they turn Jeff into. This is what's going on here. I cannot explain it any better. Hey, you remember that you were on it on that murder, that that very bloody thing at that child uh, pizza place?
the raccoon place.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for reminding me of the worst 6 months of my life.
Yeah, I think this was. I don't have anything concrete, but I feel it in my bones. This was also related.
There was a lot of shit that made no sense about that case.
It makes a lot more sense with vampires, are you? It doesn't it? We have to find Megan, and then can I get my gun back?
I've sent it back to Sacramento, obviously.
All right. Well, then I guess you have to do the shooting for me.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, well, just in the meanwhile, I was just like tell the sheriff to like look for Megan's car or something because I couldn't reach her
Yeah, yeah.
to go pick her up.
So let's say you're trolling through town looking for Megan and I guess your car, right? And Tompkins keeps looking at his watch because he knows that the DA are arriving basically now to take over this case.
Yeah.
He's saying this agent in charge, Agent Morse, has always been wondering what's going on in this town, this weed business. And you get on the radio, the sheriff has seen your car at the resort.
Ah. Yeah, let's go there.
Not outside your rooms, but in a different area.
Yeah. Wait, I think we are living on like a motel, not a tourist resort.
Yeah, so it's all the same thing. So it's like
okay, it's
an annex of the resort is
okay, yeah,
the cheap ass motel.
okay, I didn't
for the
get
drive-through
that.
traffic.
Okay.
It's a all things to all
Yeah.
people who need to stay in Silent
Yeah.
Falls.
Let's go find my partner.
So let us see. Mark, do you wanna tell us where the two detectives find Megan?
My thought was that she was still sitting in the same place where we last left her. If that works.
Sure.
So she's in that suite, and I think when the door opens and she sees them, she says to Elliot, "You're dead."
I'm not dead. I'm alive.
I'm dead.
No, let's get you out of here. You need fresh air and water. Let's give you fresh air and water for the starters.
Sure.
And as I like
Yeah.
take you out.
Can I add a detail first?
Yeah.
So the room is dark. She's sitting on this armchair, right, kind of almost in the dead center. And at her feet, there's a dead bellboy. And his blood is all over her face.
Ah. In that case, I.
Tell us, Megan, is this a surprise to you, or like can you taste that blood on your lips?
I think that it's a surprise to her, and she's been in kind of a catatonic state. But as far as she was able to tell, she doesn't remember this happening, but she sees it now. And she touches her face, then pulls back her fingers and sees the blood. And she looks at Elliot and she holds out her hand to Elliot.
I
And
cross
she's
myself.
and she says, I'm one of them now.
I mean, I almost want to cut there.
Yeah. No, no, that can be. Hey, let's all right, let's I will put just stay where you are. I will put on my gloves and I will try to, examine the body for the first, like, how did he die? Is it a bite
It's
through
a
the
bite.
artery?
Yeah, it's a bite.
Seems like it. No, that can be, you can be one of them.
I think Megan stands and she kind of walks behind this leather couch. And I mean, we know that she's been bitten. So assuming that's how things transfer, she's keeping an eye on, or she's watching Tompkins. He's there, right? Yeah. Um, because
And he has his gun out, and it's
okay.
slowly, slowly
Yes.
inching up, you know.
And and Megan says, "You're a good cop. You wouldn't shoot another cop." And if it's okay with you, Tad, I think that I'm gonna kick, I'm, I'm gonna click the long goodbye. I'm gonna tick it, and we see Megan move with extraordinary speed to Tompkins before Tompkins can raise the gun and knocks him down, and you see her face disappear into his neck. And she's busy there for a moment for Elliot to do what Elliot wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, well,
What does Elliot
uh,
do?
well, I mean, there's only one thing to do, I guess. Reach out for Tompins's gun and
You could have Calamity Raccoon's Good Time flashlight.
true. I forgot
I forgot about that
that.
too, and just till just now.
Oh yeah. Oh, what does? Sorry, I forgot what does it do.
Burn the flesh of the undead. You know,
Oh
seems
yes.
like the option.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, I will just. Oh yeah, true. I will just turn on the flashlight on you.
And I think Megan starts to like animalistically kind of kick and writhe, and she looks at you and she says, "Elliot, And you can see that she has tears streaming from her eyes as you finally kill her with your light.
Yeah. There's tears in my eyes also.
Yeah, they're bloody tears tracking down her face. In contrast to your human tears.
Okay.
Well,
So I think we should go straight to epilogue.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess for Elliot, this can be closing the case, taking Victor in or not,
Yeah.
as you think is appropriate. And for Megan, I don't know, something about the town, something about Labatt, whatever you can think of.
Or it's like Megan reforming like other day or something.
Yeah, or
Like
some
making
crazy vampire shit.
yeah, walking this off like next week. Just
Yeah. Let's start with Elliot. Um, and this can be like a week later,
yeah.
or you can add some details when you finally get to Florida. Who knows? Maybe there is a happy retirement.
Oh yeah, I think I kind of don't really have any. Well, all the cops around me died, so that doesn't help. But I still have the videotape, so I think that my last move would be to like go to Jack and go like, you can make all of this disappear. You have other grandchildren. Just needs to stop people who are out of control here. Stop this thing, and you win. You get to keep this town. But this is my last case, and I'm gonna bring the person who killed Lisa to justice.
Yeah, I think Jack is cold-blooded enough to take that deal, right? Surrender one of his grandchildren to save everything else.
Yeah. And well, if it comes to it, he also have great grandchild who's fully in his power now, I guess.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Victor's child. And yeah, and then the next thing is me actually just getting into a bus to Florida with just like a suitcase full of books. And yeah, oh yeah, and on the way there, I got this new thing called Walkman. Be with times a little bit and just put them in my headphones.
I'm thinking, we see Elliot. The thing I always hated about Santa Rosa, Florida, all the damn vampires. Anyway, sorry. Mark, what about for you?
So I think that the shot is in the lower bowels of the Montero Resort, and we see a guy in coveralls, a janitor, pushing a mop around, um, and he's cleaning up, moving through the complex. He goes to put the mop and things away, and then turns, and suddenly there's a man in front of him, a very good-looking Florian Labat, and Florian, in a flurry, seizes his head, the janitor's head, and pulls him in for a mouth-to-mouth kiss and kisses him, and the man in the coveralls is like fighting back for a while and then stops, and Florian releases him, and the man steps back, and Florian says, "Welcome back, Megan." And then as the camera pans a little bit, we see that the janitor has his name patch on the coveralls, and the name is Bill Holwell. And then it fades to black.
Okay. I guess we leave it there.
Yeah. Sometimes you wait for your. Sometimes you're trying to wait for your last case so long that your last case chooses you.
Yeah.
It's like my closing monologue.
That's excellent.
Okay, let's stop the recording and we'll do our debrief.